On September 18th, SpaceX revealed they will take a Japanese billionaire on a slingshot trip to the moon. Yusaku Maezawa, along with the 6 to 8 artists he has invited, will travel the moon on the Big Falcon rocket, or BFR, which is a new system of space travel that SpaceX has been working on. Maezawa has a net worth of $2.9 billion according to Forbes, and he is known for being a rock musician, online comrades, business, and art collector. The trip around the moon will take place sometime around the year 2023. The trip will take less than a week, and SpaceX will be making short test flights next year in preparation for the trip. On September 27th, a bombshell was dropped right before the congressional hearings where Dr. Christine Blasey Ford and Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh would testify about an alleged sexual assault. Republicans from the Senate Judiciary Committee released information regarding confessions from two men who said they were the ones who assaulted Dr. Ford. The news was met with skepticism, and the identities of the two men who supposedly came forward have not been released. Dr. Ford later went on to testify about the allegation that Kavanaugh assaulted her at a house party in 1982.
81-year-old comedian and actor Bill Cosby has been sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison after being convicted of sexually assaulting Andrea Costand. Cosby will be sent to a prison in Pennsylvania. The judge denied Cosby any bail, and he will be incarcerated immediately. Costand claimed that Cosby sexually assaulted her back in 2004 at his home. Although Cosby denied the charges, a jury found him guilty back in April. This is not the first time Cosby was accused of sexual assault. Numerous women have accused the disgraced actor of drugging them and sexually assaulting them.
On September 29th, while on CNN News, President Donald Trump's presidential counselor, Kellyanne Conway, announced that she too had been sexually assaulted. Conway and host Jake Topper were discussing Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh, who has been accused of sexually assaulting Dr. Christine Blasey Ford. Conway had her own Me Too moment in 2016 when she first announced that she was sexually assaulted during the presidential election. Conway believes no one cared at the time because of her political views.
The officer who shot her neighbor after entering the wrong apartment has been fired. On September 6, a 4-year veteran from the Dallas police force shot and killed her neighbor, Botham Jean, who was 26 years old. Amber Goiger claimed she did not realize that the apartment she was in was not hers because the lights were off. Goiger told police that she thought Jean was an intruder and fired 2 shots at him. She later realized that the apartment she was in was the wrong apartment when she turned the lights on. The Dallas Police Department announced they fired her after she was arrested on manslaughter charges. Goiger was released free on a $300,000 bail after turning herself in.
Diane Tirado, an 8th grade history teacher from Port St. Lucie Grade School in St. Lucie, Florida, was fired from her job on September 14. Tirado assigned the students a 2-week project to complete. A few students didn't turn in the assignment on time, which led the teacher to refuse them points for the assignment. Tirado said she was fired for violating the school's No Zero policy, which is in the Westgate Student and Parents Handbook, that required her to give at least 50% credit, even for assignments that weren't turned in. She left the class with a message on the board for her students. The message read, "Bye kids, Ms. Tirado loves you and wishes you the best of life. I have been fired for refusing to give you a 50% for not giving and handing anything in." The message was posted on Facebook and was shared 500 times and was liked 143 times. Kerry Patrick, the chief information officer, stated that Tirado was hired as a probationary teacher. He also stated that no district or individual schools is enforced on a No Zero policy. Tirado said that a grade in her classes are not given.
Cody Wilson, the owner of a Texas company that sells blueprints for 3D printed guns, resigned on Friday, September 21st. Wilson was reportedly arrested in Taiwan and brought back to the U.S. on charges of rape. Investigators say Wilson allegedly met a 16-year-old girl on a sugar daddy website. According to the charges, Wilson picked up the girl in a coffee shop. The girl told investigators that she was paid $500 in exchange to have sex with Wilson. He was released last week on a $150,000 bond.
On September 26, 2018, McDonald's announced that they will be removing artificial ingredients from their food items. Burgers will no longer have artificial flavors or coloring. This fast food restaurant is trying new things to attract customers with healthier offerings. Back in 2016, McDonald's eliminated artificial ingredients from their chicken nuggets.
October is Inktober. Every year during the month of October, Inktober creator Jake Park comes up with a list of words for the month. The point of Inktober is to encourage people to draw something related to the word of the day. Inktober challenges participants by encouraging them to draw with ink-based instruments such as pens and markers. In 2014, Inktober had over 100,000 inked images that were tagged on Twitter by participants. Anyone interested should head to inktober.com to get the word of the day, and feel free to share your creations with us here at the Phalanx.
A new music video for the hit song Moonlight by deceased rapper XXXTentacion has left people in shock. The video dropped on September 30th and fans have questions. No one knew about this video until an hour before it was released. X's mother along with friends posted it on social media, and fans want to know what else is being kept from the public. The video was directed by X. The rapper was killed during a robbery on June 18th.
Producer Gary Kurtz passed away at the age of 78. Gary passed away of cancer on Sunday, September 23 in London, UK. Kurtz worked on films like American Graffiti and The Dark Crystal, but he will be remembered most for his involvement in the famous Star Wars franchise. Kurtz was instrumental in getting Fox to put backing into the original Star Wars film, which was written and directed by George Lucas. Kurtz also worked on The Empire Strikes Back, but a falling out with Lucas as Return of the Jedi started production led to Kurtz walking away from the franchise he helped create. Kurtz told the Los Angeles Times that he felt that decision for the franchise were being motivated by merchandise sales. Toys for the Star Wars movies became a huge hit with the public. Kurtz began as an assistant director on Monte Hellman's Ride in the Whirlwind film in 1965. His most recent production credit, according to IMDb, was for 2016's Gangster Kittens, which he executive produced.
PlayStation Network officially launched their first cross-platform beta on September 26th for Fortnite. Xbox players will finally have the chance to play with PlayStation players in 100-player battles where the last man standing is the winner. The news comes after months of Sony denying that crossplay would ever happen. Fans continued to demand it, and the company unexpectedly announced the news, leaving the Fortnite community in disbelief. Although players will not be able to play together on other games outside of Fortnite, this could be the first step to an even bigger relationship between the companies. Maybe even more games may get crossplay in the future.
On September 27th, a new trailer for the video game Fallout 76 was released on YouTube, and it shows an in-game intro for the long-awaited game. The trailer focuses on cinematics featuring the vault dwellers who throw a party before they must leave the vault. Fallout 76's story involves dwellers of a control vault who were assigned to leave and explore the wastelands after a couple of years. These people were meant to repopulate, explore, research, and learn about the new post-apocalyptic world after the nuclear weapons devastated much of the land. Fallout 76 will be revolutionary for the franchise because it will be a multiplayer game. The beta will be released on October 23rd.
On September 24th, reports came out that singer Justin Bieber legally married model and actress Hailey Baldwin in a courthouse in New York. During an interview on the red carpet for 2018 Emmy Awards, Baldwin's uncle Alec Baldwin confirmed that Bieber and Baldwin just went off and got married. But it seems as though just as many reports came out that the couple didn't actually tie the knot. Hailey's cousin Ireland Baldwin says she doesn't really know what's going on and told Entertainment Tonight that the couple was taking things slow. Baldwin and Bieber previously dated with a bad breakup sometime in 2016. They decided to date again this past summer. Hailey announced on Twitter that her real wedding would be a separate thing, but she eventually deleted the tweet.
On September 27, the trailer for the upcoming X-Men film Dark Phoenix was released. The storyline involves Jean Grey beginning to develop the incredible powers that eventually turn her into the Dark Phoenix. Her X-Men teammates will have their hands full dealing with one of the most powerful foes in the Marvel Universe. Dark Phoenix stars Sophie Turner as Jean Grey, Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique, and Sheridan as Cyclops. James McAvoy and Nicholas Hoult are also returning to play Professor X and Beast. The film's release date, which was originally February 14th, has been delayed to June 7th, 2019.
You didn't come here looking for answers. You came here looking for permission.
Jean.
There's still hope. Don't do this.
They're right to fear me.
I've seen evil. And I'm looking at it now.
New fans of the Rocky movie universe Creed series are getting the sequel they have been waiting for. Creed 2 is a sequel to the thrilling boxing movie Creed, which starred Michael B. Jordan and Sylvester Stallone as characters Adonis Creed and Rocky Balboa. The sequel will feature Jordan again as Creed, and this time he'll be taking on the biggest challenge of his life. Creed will have to fight the son of Ivan Drago, the former Russian fighter who killed his father, Apollo Creed, way back in Rocky IV. The film is being produced by Creed's very own Ryan Coogler. The sequel will hit theaters on November 21st, 2018. If the second movie is as good as the first one, it won't disappoint.
I was afraid I couldn't live up to these expectations.
I got loyalty inside my DNA.
You don't think you got your validation?
I got loyalty inside my DNA. I got war peace, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got loyalty inside my DNA.
On September 28th, the Transformers Bumblebee trailer was released on the internet. The trailer excited fans with shots of Transformers in their 80s cartoon forms. The most recent Transformers movies modernized the franchise but left fans waiting the originals. Director Travis Knight said the movie will focus on giving the robots more character. The movie will also feature new characters, actress Haley Steinfeld, Charlie, who meets Bumblebee.
You got people out there who need you. This is why you're here, B.
The new Dragon Ball Super film, Dragon Ball Super Broly, got a release date for fans in the United States and Canada. We'll once again be joined by Goku and company after the climactic ending of the Tournament of Power that happened earlier this year in March. On January 16, 2019, we'll be able to see the return of an old villain who will now be considered canon. Broly was dubbed the legendary Super Saiyan when he first debuted. He appeared in 3 films dedicated to him, posing as a bigger and better threat that pushed everyone in the Dragon Ball universe to their limits to try to stop him. But the Broly movies of old were wiped from the official canon of Dragon Ball universe until now. The legendary Super Saiyan appears again, and we will find out what role Frieza plays. Will Goku and company be able to beat this new threat? Find out next time in the movie theaters for Dragon Ball Super Broly.
Here's the song of the week, where at Phalanx share music our students like. The song we got for you is Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash, which was written in 1963. The lyrics are about June Carter falling in love with Johnny Cash. These lyrics were written by Carter before she married Cash. Her sister, Antonia Carter, recorded the first version, but Cash said he would record it if it didn't become a big hit. Cash added a mariachi horns, and the song spent 7 weeks on the #1 Billboard charts. Hope you guys like the song. This is for anyone who's living in a ring of fire.
Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire.
Car accidents are fairly common in today's society, but some car accidents, unfortunately, aren't so accidental. On September 14th, near Roy Diaz and De La Torre Street in Salinas around 2:30 a.m., a woman was the victim of a hit and run. Police claimed the car hit the woman and drove away, leaving her with major injuries. The woman later died in a local hospital from the injuries she sustained. The suspect in the incident has yet to be identified, and the investigation is still going on.
a good side? All right.
Take me to my house. Go Brooklyn!
Shut